After months of planning and preparation, today's the day! It's draft day! Welcome back, hockey fans! Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh, this is the Hockey Flow, and today it's Thursday, July 7th, 2022. That's right, it's draft day! Woot woot! We got a lot to go through. We're going to get to all the picks. We're going to get to my best picks, all on Today in Hockey. But first and foremost, we got to get to Today in Hockey history. Then we got to get to headlines. My goodness, we had a busy day today. I know yesterday I was complaining about a lack of headlines. Well, not today. We got headlines, and then we're getting to the meat and potatoes. It's draft day. We had surprises. We had shocking picks. So we got to go through all of it. Stick around. Let's get right into it. Oh, and if you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Helps us out a ton as we're just getting started out, and we do have a giveaway going on the channel right now. But all right, let's get into it. Today in Hockey history, on this date, July 7th, 2021, the Tampa Bay Lightning win their second consecutive Stanley Cup trophy, beating the Montreal Canadiens 1-0. As we know, the Tampa Bay Lightning would not go on to win their third consecutive title this last season, thanks to the Colorado Avalanche. All right, headlines. Like I said, we got a busy day. We had a lot of things going on. I had to be a little picky when I'm picking out headlines today. So first and foremost, Ottawa Senator fans, you guys should be pumped. Big trade to start the day. Alex DEBRINCAT is heading from the Chicago Blackhawks to the Ottawa Senators for the 7th and the 39th picks this season, and their third round pick, in the 2024 season. So just on the face of it, the Senators did really well. I know we were talking about the Devils potentially trading for DEBRINCAT with the number 2 pick, but that wasn't going to be enough according to sources. Well, boy, everyone's kind of laughing at the Blackhawks right now because that's not what we were thinking was going to be the get. But all right, Pittsburgh Penguins, you guys also had some big news today. We just talked about it the other day. Evgeny Malkin and Chris Letang, what's the story with these two? Well, Chris Letang put all the stories to rest. He re-signed today, 6 years, $36.6 million. I tell you what, 6 years is a long time. We were talking 3-4 years, and he got 2 years extra out of that. So good for him. Definitely deserves it. But boy, I will be curious to see how this one ages. But all right, we got to get into it. Meat and potatoes, the exciting part of the day. 2022 NHL Draft. We had the first round. So here we can see the picks 1 through 32. Let's go Oilers. Made a trade, rounded out the end of the first round there. But the talking point, the big news from the draft has got to be number 1 overall pick, SLAFKOVSKY. So we went ahead and we did a video predicting who's going to be the first overall pick, right? And I said Juraj had a really good chance. I fell in love with his game as I was doing research, and sure enough, it came to fruition. So we've got 4 talking points. First and foremost, Montreal takes SLAFKOVSKY. So he's got that great personality. He's dynamic on the ice. Habs fans, you guys should be over the moon. You should be excited. I know towards the as we got really close, I started to cool on him just a little bit, and I was leaning more towards Wright again. And that might just be the Jesse Puljujärvi PTSD. Not saying SLAFKOVSKY is anything like Puljujärvi. But from a size, speed standpoint, that I do get some vague hints of Puljujärvi. But Juraj, I think, is going to be an excellent NHL player. I think he's going to fit right in with the Canadiens and what they're building. I tell you what, picking Wright would have been a good choice, right? I mean, nothing wrong with that. But they already have Nick Suzuki as their frontline center. They got to start building around Cole Caulfield, is also, if they want him to be a number 1 winger, well, you got 2 real small players on that top line, so you need someone real big to fill it out, and sure enough, you did it. Juraj is your guy. I'm a fan of the pick. I like it, but because Juraj gets picked number 1, we were thinking number 2, that was going to be Right. But at the same point, the New Jersey Devils are kind of stacked at the center position right now. You got Jack Hughes and you've got Nico Hischier. So what were they going to do? Well, they surprised probably almost everyone except a few folks, because Wright ends up sliding. He goes down and he gets picked selected 4th overall by the Seattle Kraken. That's right, Kraken fans. You guys, I think you have your 1-2 punch now. You got Matty Beniers and you have now Shane Wright. I think you guys are set down the middle. Plus Jared McCann. I liked what Wenberg did last year for you guys. I like what you guys got cooking, Kraken fans. I would have loved to see Nemec fall to 4 to you, but you can't be too picky. And when the potential, we've been talking about Shane Wright, number 1 overall for how long now, and he falls to you at number 4, you got to be ecstatic, and he has got a point to prove. I tell you what, you look at the clips, you see him, he has got that fire in his eyes. He's got that chip on his shoulder. How many more cliches can we give? But he's going to be motivated to do well for you. I can just say that. But moving on, Devils take Nemec. This is so neat. I tell you what, I would bet my butt on it that there was some weird flashback to the Flyers choosing Nolan Patrick over Cale Makar with that second overall pick because they took Nemec. They took Nemec over Wright. They also took him over Cooley. I mean, not a huge surprise there. I know Cooley had a lot of fans, including myself, but Nemec, he really that fast riser, and boy, I tell you what, I'm excited to see what he's going to do with that Devils team. They are building something great. Would have been interesting to see if they could have got DeBrincat. Now it looks like the number 2 overall pick should have done it. So did they actually push very hard for that? I'd be very curious. But last but not least, we're going back to that subject: trades. Like we said, the Blackhawks were busy. They made a few trades. Kirby Dach was also traded to the Habs. So Canadian fans, you guys should be pumped about that one as well. Let's go Oilers. We made a trade. We offloaded Zach Kassian. We traded him to the Coyotes so they could move up a few picks. We also sent a second and third round pick in the future, maybe a fourth too. Let me know in the comments, to the Coyotes so they could take Kassian and his salary. We're not retaining anything. I love it. We need cap room, baby. If Duncan Keith retires, it sounds like Mike Smith's going on long-term injured reserve. We're gonna have some money to play with. Claude Giroux, we could bring back Kulak. I love it. I won't get ahead of myself though. But also Leafs fans, you guys should be pumped. You got rid of Mrazek's contract. I know another team that's in cap hell, if you will, and that was a big step to making space. So good for you guys. Glad you were able to accomplish that. But all right, we got more to talk about. The NHL draft, right? These are my best picks. These are the 3 picks that stood out as the best for me in the draft. First and foremost, New Jersey Devils. You guys got your defenseman of the future, probably of the present too. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts with them day one. Simon Nemec from Slovakia. Slovakia had a huge day in the draft, first and second overall picks. Amazing to see for the Slovaks. I love it. Seattle Kraken, you got Shane Wright, and you got a man inspired. He is going to show up. He's got to prove all these, or he's going to prove these 3 other teams. You guys made a mistake by not choosing me. And last but not least, the Nashville Predators. I actually really did like their pick of Joakim Kemmo from Finland. I know he's small, right? 5'9", I think like $170 something, $180 maybe at most. But he's got skill for days. He's got an excellent shot. He had 15 goals this last season. So I really like that pick by the Predators. I'm excited to see what he does. I like the comparison to Arvidsson for Nashville. He talking about how he looks like him and stuff like that too. I think that's a sound comparison. I would be very, I think Predators fans would be very pleased if he turned out like that. Other picks that stood out: Brad Lambert, center from Finland. Early in the season, I swore we were seeing him in top 10, top 15, and he falls all the way down to 30. My goodness. I know there was a lot of talks of that though, and he didn't really produce, and he wasn't really showing what he had showed early on. Might just be a situation of plateauing a little early maybe. Isaac Howard, another one that I swore I had heard conversations. This guy was going top 10, deserves to be top 15 minimum, and here he falls down to the Lightning down there. And again, I'm just kind of shocked, right? I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he fell into a good situation, right? The Lightning back-to-back Stanley Cup final appearances. So yeah, great situation for him, absolutely, and he probably was the best dressed at the draft. And last but not least, Kevin Korchinski. So initially, I kind of wanted to call this bad picks, but I couldn't do it. I didn't really have any picks that stood out as bad, quote unquote, but for Kevin Korchinski, I feel bad for the lad in some ways. It's not about where he or when he went, it's about where he went. He went to Chicago, the situation, and Chicago's kind of a dumpster fire right now. We're offloading everyone. You're not getting enough back for it, and who's next? Kane, Taves, are they going to be here? I'm really surprised they didn't go either. There's a lot of moving parts there. So Kevin Korchinski, I think the lad's going to do excellent, and he's going to keep growing. We did a video on him previously. Make sure to check that one out. So I'm very high on the lad, but man, going to Chicago's tough. So that's going to do it for the video today. The 2022 NHL draft is in the books. So now we're moving on to the 2023 NHL draft. You bet your butt we're going to be doing coverage, working up all the way to it. Probably be looking at articles, way too early mock drafts, things like that. But like I said, we are doing a giveaway at the channel right now. We're on that race race to 100 subscribers. So again, thank you so much if you already are subscribed. If you're not and you made it this far, might as well go do that. I appreciate you. It doesn't cost you anything, and it might just win you a gift card, because once we hit that 100 subscriber mark, we're going to do a special video, let you know, leave a comment with your favorite team, something like that, to make you eligible, and then we're going to just pick one of you at random to win a $100 gift card to the NHL shop, just as a token of my appreciation. So until tomorrow, though, cheers!